Washington, D.C. Following the publication of a report by a congressional panel that found the IRS did not carry out the required inspection of Donald Trump's returns until Congress pressed for information regarding the procedure, a policy governing the audits of tax returns filed by U.S. presidents is now under new scrutiny. The three-point policy states that the president and vice president's individual returns must be reviewed, that they must be kept always in an orange folder, that they must be hidden from IRS employees' view, and that they must be locked in a secure drawer or cabinet when the examiner or reviewer is away from the work area. According to tax experts, the IRS's inability to analyze the returns of high-income individuals is indicative of a wider issue, and it serves as a reminder that Trump is a president who defies convention. Presidents often release their tax return summaries to the general public, according to John Koskinen, who served as IRS commissioner under both the Obama and Trump administrations. According to Koskinen, it only became a problem with a president who refused to release his tax returns. Nobody would have brought up this issue if Trump had been disclosing his returns. The recent disclosure of Trump's tax returns to Congress is the result of a protracted court battle between Trump and Democratic lawmakers. This is a far bigger problem than Donald Trump, Rosenthal continued. Yes, he makes bad things worse, but the environment was poor to begin with. The troubled agency's low staffing numbers, out-of-date equipment, and a host of other problems are intended to be fixed by a new $80 billion infusion of funding through the so-called Inflation Reduction Act. However, Republicans who will take over the House in less than 2 weeks have stated they want to reduce that spending. A statutory requirement for the president's taxes was suggested by parliamentarians in response to the report's conclusions, including timely disclosure of certain audit information and related returns. Ron Wyden, a Democrat from Oregon who chairs the Senate Finance Committee, declared he will strive to get the bill through the Senate. Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, promised that the legislation will be advanced quickly. The problem brings up complaints about the so-called tax gap, or the difference between what is owing and what is paid to the federal government. According to IRS data published in October, the expected average gross tax deficit from 2017 through 2019 will be $540 billion annually. She said to former IRS Commissioner Chuck Rettig in August, "This is tough work that requires a team of sophisticated revenue agents in place to spend thousands of hours combing over complicated returns, and it is work that has significant revenue potential." A presidential audit as extensive as Trump's, which encompassed hundreds of firms, properties, and complex commercial interests, would require the supervision of well-trained agents, forensic experts, tax attorneys, and others under the IRS guideline on compulsory presidential audits. The committee report emphasized the lack of people and expertise available to look into Trump's taxes. According to the study, the IRS felt that the correctness of his files was guaranteed because he was represented by legal counsel and an accounting firm. Representative Kevin Brady of Texas, the leading Republican on the Ways and Means Committee, claimed that by making the presidential records public, Congress would be creating a dangerous new precedent. For a committee to request returns and then reveal them, according to Koskinen, is a big severe precedent. What will the IRS do to make sure presidents are audited frequently, and why are these returns being made public are the two main issues, according to Koskinen. According to Rosenthal, in order to ensure effective oversight, presidential returns should be made available to the public.